All right, how's everybody doing today? Thanks so much for tuning in. Rob here with another Fusion 360 Create and Hang. If you joined me on Tuesday, I had spent a little time over the weekend learning a little bit more about Fusion 360, researching how to use components and how components relate to joints. Definitely check that out. It was very enlightening for me. I also mentioned that I found a great YouTube channel, Lars Christensen, who is a CAD designer. He does Fusion 360 tutorials and Q&A and all kinds of stuff. Love his channel. I've been watching a ton of his stuff, and I've been learning a lot of new things. Learning some more efficient ways to model things, which has been pretty cool. I've been looking at the split body function a bit and using different planes to chop things up, and it's very, very cool. Excuse me. So yeah, definitely check out Lars Christensen's channel. I'll throw a link in the description. And of course, got Wolf and Raven on again. I'll throw a link to their Ace of Space record. This is one of my favorite ones. I can't stop listening to it. So hope you're enjoying it. I will change it up next week. But at any rate, on Tuesday, I demonstrated with a project. In fact, I'll pull it up. Let's see. Where did this go? Oh, I may have created a new project. Hold on. Let's go to the joints project. Yeah, so I had created this project, which is just a simple lever, just to demonstrate that I know how to make joints move now, which is pretty cool. The other thing I didn't demonstrate on Tuesday is the motion link, which will allow one joint's motion to be connected to another joint's motion. I haven't demonstrated that yet. I don't think we may get to that today. But I will at some point show how that works, and it's really, really cool. Again, I learned that from a Lars Christensen video. Very, very cool. He has a great video that did demonstrated that with a lathe chuck, and it really, really was very, very good. Anyway, I started at the end of Tuesday another attempt at the piston mechanism that I'm trying to make. I am going to try that again today. It will be the final video I do on the piston, because this is like my 5th video trying to figure this out. I did think through the design a little bit more, how I'm going to approach modeling it. So I think I should be better off today, but if I don't finish it today, I'm not going to put you all through another week of me bumbling my way through trying to figure that out. So we're just going to give one last attempt today, and then we'll move on to the next design. Also, just as a heads up, I don't really have any ideas for my next design, but I am really into the ideas of building assemblies and things with moving parts. So if you can think of a design that might be fun to try and make, throw it in the comments or send me an email. Go to theda.com, get our email address, and send me an email. I'd love to come up with some new ideas. I will come up with something if nobody gives me any ideas, but if you have anything cool, throw it in the comments and I'll give it a shot. So let's go ahead and create a new file, new design. And really quickly, I'm just going to change something. I was watching Lars' videos, and he models perspective with ortho faces, and then the other thing he does is he shuts the layout grid off. Okay. I am going to attempt that just because I want to see why he likes modeling that way. But anyway, so one thing that's cool about that is we still get our grid when we're drawing. It just goes away when we're looking at the model. So that's kind of nice. You're not distracted by the grid when you're looking at your model. So let's go ahead and build our 200. Oh, you know what? I want a center point rectangle. I think. Very cool. So I found another trick. If I hit S, it brings up the sketch shortcut. And if I put in center point rectangle, that's nice. So we're going to do 50 by 200 as usual. 50, where's my ruler? Yeah, fine, 50. Keep that handy in case we need it. Okay. So 5 millimeters up. Okay, great. So here's our plate as always. I think I'm going to put some nice center point circles over here and over here. And then we will extrude those downwards. -5. And now we have our nice rounded shape, just because I like to do that. I'm not so used to seeing the interface without the grid on it. That's going to take a little getting used to, but so be it. Okay. I'm going to get used to using this keyboard shortcut here. I really like it. So, what I'm going to do for now is I'm going to just draw... I'm going to draw a center point rectangle. And make it 220 by 5. Because I think the linkage arm is going to be 5. And so that's going to allow me to use that for reference. So, oh, I jumped too hastily into this and didn't create any components. That's nice. So we're going to just create a component from this. Create component from bodies. This is going to be called the base. And that's great. So, oh, that didn't take for some reason. Base. Base. Okay, great. So now we have our base. All right. We talked about this on Tuesday, but if you don't set your components up before you model, you can lose some of the revision history. So you want to set up your components first. So that's my base. And now we're going to model on the base. That little rectangle that I drew is simply for reference. I don't really care about that otherwise. So let's make a rectangle. I think it's going to be... That should be fine. Okay, and then we're going to push-pull that up 60. This is going to be for our crank. And I may adjust this slightly. The reason why I put this little center line here is I want the linkage arm to be dead center. Although, actually, truth be told, it could be offset by 5. Yeah, actually, I did that wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that sketch and re-sketch it. And, of course, so this is the one I want to be modeling. And I think I'm going to get rid of this sketch. I'm going to delete this. Yeah, see, what happened is because I modeled the component... before I modeled the base before I created a component, the sketches aren't included. So, you know, actually, I actually think I'm just going to start a new document really quickly because I don't want to... yeah, this will just take me 2 seconds to remodel. I don't want to lose that. That's what you lose, is you lose the... Oh, we'll do it the other way. 50 by 200. I don't want to lose the sketches. I want them to be included in case I need to go back and edit anything. So that's why. And I'm doing it again. That's so funny. All right. Sketches. We'll delete this. And we're going to start with a new component. And it's going to be an empty component. And we're going to call it base. Okay, and now we have a component, and now I can start modeling instead of being hasty. I'm not used to this, so I'm still kind of putting that in my workflow. You know, it's like bad habits are hard to break. I've got a lot of bad habits when it comes to Fusion 360, so I'm starting to be slightly enlightened by the right way of doing things. Thank you to Lars for that. All right, I'm just going to put our little guide like I did before on this, and it's going to be here, and that's what I want. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, great. So that means now I'm still in the base, which is good, and I'm going to model on this side, and we're going to put a little rectangle here, and I think I want to actually make it... I'll be able to manipulate this later if I decide I don't want it this size, but it's going to be here. And then I'm going to press pull this 50. Nope, grabbed the wrong sketch. All right, good. Now, last thing I want to do is put a nice rounded top to this. Great, okay, cool. So now, cool. So that's our base. The only thing I need to do now is just put a hole through it, which I could do later. You know, I'm going to do that later. So now what I need to do is I need to create a new component. Let me just save this. And I'm going to call this Piston V5. Ridiculous. All right. So now the only other thing I can model on the base is I can model the... I'm going to come back and do that. I want to have the cylinder that the piston is going to fit in. Yeah, I'm going to do that after because I want to put the linkage and line it all up. So for now, we're just going to leave this. And what I'm going to do is create a new component. And we're going to call this crank. And the parent, no parent, empty component, crank. And it's going to be... All right, good. There's our crank component. Good. So first thing I'm going to do is model the actual crank. So we'll sketch on this face, capture position, and we will basically model. That's super tall. Super, super tall. I think we need to bring this down. 50. Yeah. Okay. So let's go back. I'm going to actually bring this up 25 and then draw the circle. Because I'm going to have a 50 millimeter wheel. So let's see if this... you know what? We'll bring it up 30. So we'll pull that up another 5. So we'll bring it 30, and then we'll draw our circle on this side. And I'm still sketching on the base. And I have a sketch on the wrong face. So, let's try this again. What? Sketch. Let's do a 2-point circle. There we are. Okay, good. This is looking better. Oops. I forgot to set that to -10. My numbers are weird today. All right, I want to join. All right, great. So now we should have this one body that has all these pieces in it. Lovely. Okay, very good. So now I can save this. Okay. All right, and now we're going to activate the whole design. And now I'm going to create a new component, and we're going to call it crank. And we'll start this over again. Crank is here, and now I'm going to model on this face. And actually, I want to... Do I want to offset this slightly, or do I want to just draw this? Also, we need to come down slightly. Right? Do I want to model a little... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a little... Yeah, okay, finish sketch. What we're going to do is we're going to offset a face by 0.5 because I want to model with tolerances. And then we can sketch on this new plane. And now we can get our circle, which should be nice and set up. Finish sketch. And we will make this circle. Let's pull 5. Yeah, 5. We'll make it 5. Perfect. Okay. And then the only other thing I want to do is make the handle, which is going to go about here, and we'll make it 8 millimeters because I think that's fine. And then we'll pull that out, 25. All right, there's our crank. Good, simple handle. Beautiful. All right. And then what we'll do is we'll make the hinge and all that a little later. So now, once again, I want to offset a face from here. I love that I can use the pre-existing geometry of another component to model my new component. That's such a game changer. Otherwise, it would be such a finagled mess. So we're going to offset a plane 0.5, right? So now we have a spot to draw on. Good. So now I want to sketch on this. And I need to look top down for a second here. Because what I need to do, I need to put it's going to be a wheel. Like, there's this wheel here. And there's going to be a wheel on the other side. And the linkage is going to connect to it, right? And there needs to be a pin to hold that in place on the other side. So I need to put a little bit of a spacer in place. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make like a 20 millimeter circle. And I think I'm going to pull that out like 5 millimeters, okay? So now it's offset, right? Then I'm going to sketch here and make another circle. That's going to be my 50 millimeter, my actual crank. And then I'm going to pull that out. I think another 5. Now let's see. Yeah, see, that should be okay. Now, why is this not aligned correctly? That's curious. Let's go back. I bet I drew the first circle in the wrong place. Yeah, I did. I drew the first circle in the wrong place. Okay, no problem. We'll just do it again. I think it should be here to Huh. Where's the spot I want to draw on here? Is it here? No. How interesting. So the center point's here. Oh, it must be... I think I see it. All right, let's try this again. Maybe I can grab this face. Oh, okay. It looks like here. Does that look right? Yeah, that's it. Okay. So I said 20, 20. Pull that out 5. Something with the guides was weird there, and I'm a little perplexed as to why. And let's just make sure this is correct. 50. Okay, let's see if that looks better. Better. Okay, great. Cool. So now, see, we have this little pocket in here now. So the pin can fit there. Actually, that's probably... 5 is probably too much. But I'm just going to go with it because the linkage arm is going to be on the outside. That way nothing will impede it as it rotates around. And then the pin that is going to hold the linkage arm in place can fit in here without interfering with anything either. So I'm actually pretty okay with this. So the last thing I want to do is I want to make the hole for where the linkage arm is going to sit. And the linkage is going to be a different component. So let's just sketch on our circle here. A hole. I think I'm going to put it here, and I think I'm going to make it... I think I'm going to make it 5, right? And that's it. And then basically this is going to get pushed through, right? And so now that's where the linkage arm will sit. Okay, cool. So we're off to a much better start with this. This is what was really screwing me up, was the mechanism of this crank and having it work properly. So what I'm going to do now is presumably, and if I understood this correctly, I should be able to sketch on this face, dead center of the circle. Let's see if we can find the center point. There it is. I should be able to sketch a... let's make this 10. Because as I understand, anything that's visible gets cut. So if I push this all the way through, look at that. I cut through a component I'm not even currently activated on. So I know for a fact, oops, I hit undo instead of save. I know for a fact that this is all going to be lined up properly. Even though look at that. How cool is that? Even though I don't have this component activated, by having it visible, Fusion 360 cuts anything that's visible. So I'm really pleased with that. So that's cool. I screwed one thing up. Okay, hold on. I'm actually going to undo that. I don't want there to be a pin. Okay, actually, I'm going to redo that. Okay. Yeah, no, undo that. All right, so what I need to do is I want... Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. All right. I want this side of the crank here to have nothing sticking out from the center. So I don't want any pin or anything like the hinge mechanisms I've made. I'm going to actually have a pin that's built into this, so it's flat on this side, and it will come through, and there'll be a locking pin on this side to hold it in place. So that's one thing I want to do really quickly. So the way this is going to work, this is going to be quite simple. I'm going to make a sketch on this face, and I'm going to make that center point circle 10 millimeters like we talked about, and then I'm going to press pull this. Okay. And now what I need to do is I need to bring it through. It should be 15 even. I think that's right. Let's see if that's right. So the way we're going to know if this is right or not is let me move this body out of the way. Did we make it through? It looks like we made it through okay. Actually, hold on a sec. Before I press pull that, let's leave that sketch for a sec. Let me just move this body out of the way, and then I can freely press pull this without any issues. So I moved it 17 millimeters, so I just need to move that back. Now I can press pull this through, completely through without there being an issue. And then I can select this body and move it back this direction, 17. And now we should be in business. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a sketch. Nope, wrong face. Let me just make sure I have the right sketch activated. I do. Okay, so on this one, I'm going to create a sketch, and I'm going to create a center point circle. Where's my center? Again, something funny about... There we go. We'll do it this way. Sketch. Get my center point circle. Should be here, right? Yeah, that's it. And I'm going to make a 9 millimeter circle. Okay, finish sketch. And then we're going to press pull this through. And we are going to be joining, right? 26, negative 26.5, right? There it is. So now this body, has the pin built into it. So that will fit in place. And all I need to do is make a locking pin here, which I am going to... Here's a question. Should that be a separate component? Should that be a separate component? I don't know. If you have any thoughts, throw it in the comments. I have no idea. And I don't think I'm going to make that as a separate body. I think it should be okay. I mean, a separate component, because I can print it as its own body. I don't know about that. I don't know if those pins and those static... You know what? I think I'm going to make the pins as their own component. I'm just going to call this pins. I can make them their own component, and I could just rigid group them with anything when it comes to actually making the motion of this. So, yeah, I'm just going to call this pins. And what we're... Oh, wait, actually, I have to do one other thing. Hold on. I got to go back to the crank for a sec. I need to model the hole in this. That's the one thing I forgot. So I want to make a like a 5mm hole. Finish sketch. Okay, and then why is this being so weird? There we go. I'll do negative 10. Right, okay, so now I have the hole in here. Okay, great. So now what I should be able to do is I can come to my pins sketch, and I can select this geometry, and I can... I'm not going to model this with any tolerance. I'm just going to model right on this, and we'll be able to make a 4.5mm pin. That will be able to press pull inwards. Negative 10. Right? Okay, very good. And then all I can do now is I can sketch on this face. Not that one. This one. This. Oh, that circle's still there. Okay. Hold on a sec. What's going on here? All right, so let's create a new sketch on this sketch. Okay, there we go. And now this will be 20. Make it 2. And then, of course, we will fill at the edge. Okay. Cool. All right, so now there's my pin. I should only have a single body. That is my pin. Very good. So now if I activate everything, that's what this is going to look like. We have our offset there with a teeny bit of tolerance, which honestly, there probably shouldn't be much, but it's okay. I can always press pull that. Okay, that's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty good. Okay, so now we need to model the linkage arm, okay? And the linkage arm we're going to have come to about halfway, because the diameter of this is 25, so it's got to be more than 25, because the piston is going to move from a position, wherever that is, 25 millimeters back as this crank gets rotated all the way around. So I really think I want the piston to be kind of way out here. I'm wondering if perhaps we should model the piston first, which I think we should. So what I think I'm going to need to do is I think I need to figure out what the distance between this and the base is. I think we can do a section analysis. So... Oh, no, that's not what we want. That's not what we want. Cancel. I think I want to... let's see. There is a way to measure. Maybe I can measure from this point to here. Close. Okay, what if I did measure... Oh, is that straight? Is that lined up? The center points of that? I don't... You know what we'll do? Here's what we'll do. I'm just going to do something really quickly. I'm going to go to this crank. I need to figure out what the distance is from this, because that I want to be the center... that's going to be the center point of the piston. So I'm just going to sketch on this face, and I'm going to draw a line from the center point of this down to the base. So that's exactly 30 millimeters. Okay, great. So... that's helpful. So now on the... We have to figure out what the diameter of our piston is going to be. I don't think it's going to be huge. But I think in the base... Let's see here. Let's think about this for a second now. This sketch I probably don't need anymore. All right, that's really a guide. I could just shut that off later. Okay. So let's go back to the base. All right, and so we need to model... Why don't we make the piston... Why don't we make the piston... Actually, I don't need any of these sketches on. Let's make the piston 25 millimeters in diameter. Okay, and that means that I can do a base for the piston of 5 millimeters in height. Actually, hold on a second. Okay, I have an idea. Let's offset a plane, and we're going to bring this plane here. Okay, awesome. And then we're going to sketch on this plane. Right? And I'm going to draw, I think the center point of our sketch is here. I'm going to draw a 25 millimeter circle. Oh, you know what? Actually, before we do that, check this out. How's this for an idea? What if I take my line and come up 30, and then I use a center point circle to do my 25 millimeter piston? There we go. So now... undo this because I should have been doing this in a new component. All right, let me make a new component called piston, and I'll repeat this process. I still don't have ingrained in my head that I have to be creating these new components for every part. It's not second nature for me yet, so we're going to call this piston. Okay, great. So now what I can do is I still can select the face that I had selected before, which is this. And I can still offset a plane and move it up. I believe it was 150. Let's see. Yep. And now I can sketch on this face. And I have the guidelines from before. So, let's see here. That should be my center. Okay, so we'll take our line. Just want to see something. Yeah, that's my center. So we'll grab this line, we'll bring it up 30, and then we will draw our circle. 25. Great. And that's my piston. So now let's bring this piston back. Negative 25. I can make that a little bit bigger. 50. Oop. Negative 50. Let's see. That's a pretty big piston. I think that's too big. Let's make it 25. Or 30. Good. 30 looks good. Okay, great. So now that's my piston. Okay, awesome. And now, that's the top. So now in the base, what I can do is I can model around this and figure out what we want to do. So let's switch back to the base. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sketch on this face. And we're going to model a circle that is 26 millimeters. And now there's a way to offset this. How do I do that? These are constraints. Well, that's fine. I'll just sketch another circle. So I'm going to make this 31. So there's a 5 millimeter sidewall depth, right? And now the other thing I'm going to do is I want to offset. So this is going to be moving back 25 millimeters. So I'm going to offset a plane. Negative 25. Nope, should just be 25. Because that's going to be... This ring is where the piston is all the way at the top of the crank. And when we go to the bottom of the crank, it will be here. So what I want to do now is I want to sketch on this plane. And I'm going to model another circle. I think I want to make this... Let's make it 36. And then we'll make another circle. Let's see if I get this to work. And we'll make it 41. And so now I have these two circles. And let's see if we can loft these. I don't know if we're going to be able to. I was running into some errors with lofting before loft. Yeah, see, the thing is, it wasn't hollow. So maybe what I need to do... I need to... Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I have another way we can do this. So let's offset a plane, and we're going to basically bring it out. Actually, hold on. I have a better idea. That's dead center of my shape here. So I'm going to offset a plane from here, and I'm going to bring it in -25, right? So there's my plane. Okay, awesome. Now, if I sketch on this new plane, I can connect a line from here to here, and I'm going to do it as an arc. Let's try this. Oh, I need to give it some depth, so I need to draw a second one. Whoops. All right, let's grab our origins, which should be this. No, that's not it. I need the geometry. Origins. Where's my geometry? I'm in the base. Origins. All right. Let's see. Okay, let's sketch there. All right, so the one mistake I made is I didn't connect the lower part, so I need to basically do a 3-point arc. I think this is going to work. I'm going to use the revolve function. Okay, now I need to just connect these lines. There. And then I need to do the same here. Oh, you know what? I should have just edited the sketch. Hold on a minute. All right, so where's the sketch that I just did? Let's edit this. There we go. That's what I should have done in the first place. Okay. I am much more confident this time. I learned a lot of tricks. I don't know how well I'm applying them, but that Lars Christensen video, I tell you. Awesome. All right, let's go with that. And we will select this, and then we will complete this. And now we have a face. Okay, so now what we should be able to do is select this, and then I'm going to use the Revolve feature. So my axis is going to be... Can I select this? I can select this. Yes. Okay. And now we have a tube with a flared end for my cylinder. I don't think I need that, but I'm doing it anyway. I just don't know how, like... It should be fine. I probably could have given it a fixed cylinder, but I just like the way that that looks. It's super cool. So now we need to connect the tube for the cylinder to the base. And we're still on the base, so let's do that. So I think we'll make a sketch here, right? And let's just see. I'm very pleased with this. This is coming along very nicely. Just look on the side for a minute here, how we can start this. Okay. Let's just see what that looks like. That might have been weird. Let's see. See, that's not going to work. Cancel. All right, let's see how we can make this sit properly. Let's see, let's see. Oh, I know how we could do this. Oh, I don't know how we're going to do this. All right, you know what? We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it. So I want to work on the piston. All right, so the piston is now going to be edited. Okay, so here's my piston. Base. Let's shut some sketches off. Okay, so we're going to sketch here. In fact, let me actually... Base. There we go. Okay, great. All right, so we're going to sketch here. And what I think we'll do is do a center point rectangle. Right? And we're going to make it 5 by... Oh, no. 5... Nope. 5 by 10. Okay. And we're going to press pull this out 5. 10. Okay, great. Awesome. So now, what that means... I actually just want to see something. Press pull. I want to see something here. I want to pull this straight back and see how much room we have for the linkage. So maybe 5 is too wide for the linkage. See, because we don't have much space here. Let's undo that and undo that. And let's make this not 5, but 3. Now let's try that. All right, cool. I think that should work. Okay, so let's have this come out. $10. Okay, so there's this. That's going to be our linkage. Let's sketch on this face. I am editing the piston. Yes, very good. So we'll sketch on this face. Okay. Okay, great. So that's going to be our joint for the piston. That looks entirely too large. Let's make it 5. It'll be fine. It will be fine. Okay, good. We're getting along there. How are we doing on time? Okay, we have some time left. Okay. So now it's linkage time. Okay. So we need to make a new component. First of all, let's just see how we're looking here. Oh, and I have... This is really cool. I just have to figure out how to attach this to the base. I don't really know how to do that. I mean, I could... Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea. Maybe I'll just put, like, a stand here and a stand, like, here. Because otherwise it's going to cut into the tube. Okay, let's build this linkage arm. So I need to save this. And let's make a new component called linkage. This one is going to work. I'm very confident in this one. So now we have this linkage. Okay, great. So to start out with, I'm going to shut off this. Okay. So first things first is I'm going to sketch on here. And I'm going to sketch... Here's what I'm going to sketch. Here's what I'm going to sketch. Let's try this. Okay. 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 Let's see how this is going to work. Why is that off center? I didn't draw that correctly. Great. All right, so we're looking at... All right, looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that should be it. Okay, and then I'm just going to put the circle on this end. Oh, hold on a minute. Did not do something correctly. Did not do something correctly. Huh. You know what? Before I do that, what I'll do... There we go. Okay, great. So now, let's see if I can try it here. Okay, there's my linkage. Okay, cool. Awesome. So now we have this, this, this. I don't know why that's off-centered slightly, but it's fine. That. And just pull. Okay. Okay. You know, now that I'm thinking of it, I think that flared tube actually isn't going to work. It's not. I'm going to have to fix that. But that's okay. It's its own body. I can delete it, or I can just remove it from the model, and that'll be that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I just need to make a hole in this. All right, so let's sketch here. And hold on a minute. Let me just let's make a hole here really quickly. I think we said that that's 5. Right? Hold on a minute. Center point there. 5. Okay, and then bodies. Finish sketch. And press pull. And I want to push that through here. Cut. Okay. See if that looks even enough. Yep, that'll work. All right, so now I have to make pins. So we are going to go to our, let's save this. How are we doing on time? All right, good. I got like 5-10 minutes left. So let me make the pins, and then I think I'm going to quickly fix that cylinder that receives the piston. And I think we'll call it a day. I think I should have time for that. So let's make just a quick, easy pin item here. So we will sketch on this face. Whoa, what happened? There we are. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to make a circle, and we're going to make this 4.5. Right? That's good. I'm going to press pull this through this direction. I think 6. Oop, -6. Okay, very good. And then we're going to just sketch on this face. And we will get our center point, and I'm going to make this 6. And we'll push-pull this out 2. And fillet the edge. Okay, very good. And then we need to make a pin on this side, so we will sketch here. And I'll need to do the same thing on the other end of the linkage. And I think we are actually... Oh, I have to actually make a hole in this. So let's make this 3. And we will press pull this in 3. Very good. And now we can make a sketch here. Okay. And we're going to make this 2.5. Right? And then we're going to press pull this in -3. And then we are going to make a sketch here. And we are going to make a circle that is 6. And we can select this and this, and we can press pull this out. I think I said 2. That way the weight is even on both sides. And then this can be filleted. 1. Beautiful. Okay, so now that's our linkage there. I have to do the same on this side. So what we're going to do on this side... Okay, so we're going to make a sketch here. And we are going to... I think this is 5, so we could do 4.5. Yep, there it is. And we'll press pull this in, whatever it needs to be. 8. Okay. My scrolling is weird right now. I don't know what's going on. That's okay. That zoomed in kind of far. So we'll make this 7. And then we will make this 3. And we'll make it 2. That's fine. Same size over there. Fillet this. Nope. 1. Good. Okay, and then we'll just do the same thing on this side. So now what we'll need to do is select this face. Sketch. And we're zoomed in too far, of course. So first thing is we'll make the hole. So we'll make that 4.5. Right? Oh, wait, no, that... I think I made that... That pin is 4.5. No, that's not it. Hold on. Where am I sketching right now? Let's get rid of this base for a minute. Base. Actually, the base is okay. Let's get rid of the crank too. Okay, great. So we'll make this 3. And we will press pull this in. -5. Try that again. I did something wrong. Press pull. -5. That's fine. And then we're going to sketch on this face. And now we will make 2.5. That will get press pulled in. -5. And then lastly, we'll make the other head, which is going to be, I believe I made it 7. 7. Right? Okay, then we grab this and this. Press pull. 2. Fill at the edge. I think I just did that one. Great. Okay, so now let's put everything back on. Very good. Save this. and view the entire thing. Okay, so we've got this crank with the linkage arm there. Plenty of clearance on the inside for that. Beautiful. Okay, great. So then I think we need to just change. We need to edit the base. And I think what I'm going to do is get rid of this. I'm going to remove it. And now what I'm going to do is sketch on this face. And hold on a minute. Let's get rid of this. So I have this sketch. I can still use this, so we can press pull this. Extrude, and we'll basically bring that back 50. With the hope that this linkage arm... Yeah, okay, great. Okay, so now what I would like to do is let's sketch here. I'll do something a little fancy. It sounds like a good idea. So we're going to get our 3-point arc, and we're going to grab here and come to here and give this a little style. I'll do the same thing to here and to here, and I think we brought it to here. Okay, cool. And now all we need to do is make a line from here to here. What? Here to here. And there's that. And now let's just turn that sketch back on. Right? I can take that. I'm in the base. Why is that sketch not showing up? Extrude. Is it not complete? Cancel. Edit sketch. Is it not a complete sketch? There we go. Okay. This might be finished. Hold on a minute. Okay. So let's see what I have left in time. I don't have very much time left. Okay. So I think what I'm going to do... this is done, I think. I think this is done. We have the crank. We have a nice linkage to the piston that has a... I don't have a cylinder head or anything like that, but that's okay. I think this is done. So I'm going to save this, and I think what we'll do is Tuesday, first thing, I think we're going to... This is done. We finished it. I actually think this will work. I think what we're going to do Tuesday is set up all the joints and see if we can actually have this work, simulate the movement of it in Fusion 360. Couple of things I'm not entirely sure of how to do with that, but we're going to figure it out. These are all separate components, so it's all set up to work in that regard. I feel pretty happy about this. So we're going to call this done. Tuesday we'll work on the motion. And not entirely sure what to do next. So throw a comment in. If you have an idea for something you'd like me to make, keep in mind I'd like to do something that requires an assembly, so some joints, some things that move. The other thing we'll do with this maybe is after we get the motion going, we're going to give it some color. In fact, maybe I can do that really quickly right now. How do we do that? Surface. Insert. Decal canvas. Tools. No, we don't care about that. Component cylinder toggling. Sheet metal. No. Surface. Create sketch, modify, construct solid. All right, I don't know how to do that, so that's fine. We'll do that next time. I'll figure out how to add the texture. I think I have to go to the render tab or something like that. Anyway, so I feel pretty good about this. I think we can put this project to bed. So thank you for your patience while I fumbled my way through this. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, if you like this and you like our other content, hit the subscribe button. We do 2 project sessions like this every weekday. I release a tech tip every weekday at noon. Check out the DAE.com if you'd like to book a private lesson in Fusion 360 or anything else we teach. And definitely get in touch if you have any questions. And thanks as always for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Have a nice day.